Cool. Cool. This generational thing is very common. It's a genetic. Typically, we find that either immediately the generation right before, or sometimes it skips a generation. It comes from a grandparent or an aunt or uncle, and you'll see, but somewhere in the family tree you'll usually see it. Not always. In our situation, our youngest son was severely dyslexic, and that's what got us to find out about the methodology that we use right back in the beginning. It was back when we did it, which was 30 years ago. We had no idea. There was very, very hopeless kind of feeling. What are we going to do for this brilliant kid that can't function in a school setting? And fortunately, we found out about the Lindemann program, and Karen became a tutor for them, ended up managing a local business, and then the business owner left, and we've ended up doing it ever since. So this is pretty exciting, and to understand that it is usually, though not always, like in our case it wasn't, usually it's a generational genetic thing. So what brought you to Door Hope was a lot of frustration, it sounds like.
It was frustrations for her. I wanted her to feel confident in what she was doing, and that I love her enough that I'll do whatever it needs to do, and to think outside of the box for her, and let her know she needs a different tactic to read, because she was truly trying her hardest.
That's right, and it's not unusual until they give up.
Yeah.
But another analogy that I like to use is, could you imagine being thrown, here you are raised up in America, you get thrown in, say, a school for Russians, and they're doing nothing but talking a language you can't comprehend. How do you process that? Well, you figure out ways to try and make yourself not look so bad. And Sophia is just such a sweetheart of a kid.
She really does try her very best to do what she needs to get done for her schooling, and she enjoys learning. So to see that hit a wall with that was really hard. Yeah.
Well, you're fortunate, Matisses, in that two things. One, you had somebody in the family that knew about us, about Door of Hope, about the fact that it was something that could be helped. But two, that you didn't have to, because of that, go through all the, seemingly it feels like an endless stream of what do I do day after day. I'm trying every trick under the sun. And you come here, and like I said, we just give them tools that they figure out how to work with. The number one thing we have to deal with over and over for these kids, though, first off, is letting them know that this is a safe environment where it's okay to fail, because we're going to teach you how to not fail. And when kids get a hold of that, one of the great things that happens is they begin to get confidence. Have you seen that?
I have. She's wanting to read willingly now. She'll go and pick out books and read to us. She wants to read all the time to her grandparents. She carries books in the car. If we're going on trips or to church, she wants to share what she's learned and her tools that she's learned. And she's telling her sisters about the different techniques. It's so exciting to see her enjoy that.
She's sharing the rules, the techniques, the things that we are giving her. She's sharing that these tools are and you're seeing it works. And with schooling now, when we sit down and do stuff, she's ready to do it and work through it and process, and it hasn't been tears. That's what I call a glorious change.
It is. It really is.
That's awesome. Just now, you guys have only been coming out for 2 months, and Sophia is doing quite excellent. It really is. Based upon your experience so far, and again thinking outside the box, what would you say to parents that are trying to figure out what they can do for their child?
I think as far as bringing them here, having the patience to let your child learn at the pace that they need to learn at, and have confidence that they're doing well. She's doing different techniques that I wasn't familiar with, but she's enjoying it. And to see her enjoying that and want the desire to learn is important, because that's what I want for her. I want her to do well. but now she really wants to do it all on her own.
That's awesome. That's one of the most exciting things that parents see. Is like, wow, they're getting into this. Now, one of the things you probably haven't experienced too much yet, but it comes a lot of times, is somewhere down the road in the learning process of getting them up to and beyond grade level reading skills, there will be some tough things that your child has to go through. Most kids don't, most adults, most of us don't like when we run into something really hard, we go, I can't figure this out. And it brings them back to a frustration point, which is similar to what they had when they first came. And so we just have to learn to take them through that next level. And then they get through it and they go, oh, wow. And so many times the kids forget what they've already learned, how far they've come.
Yeah.
And in that coming that far, doing that good, they think, well, this is where I was at when I started, and we go, well, no, wait a minute. Back here, you couldn't figure out any of this stuff, remember? And we take them back and show them where they were at in the beginning so that they can feel, get a good grasp of, oh, yeah, I really have come a long way. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you'd like to share?
I think we're very blessed and grateful that my husband was able to come here, and that fortunate that he grew so much from it and really learned a lot and enjoys learning because of it. And my mother-in-law was a big advocate for bringing him anytime we've ever needed anything, and so we really do appreciate all of your hard work that you guys put into it. And like I said, Sophia loves to read now, and to go from tears to loving to read and sharing everything with other people. Who would have
thought that could even be possible?
Yeah.
And, some of you watching this are probably going through the same kinds of things, and you're thinking there's no hope. And there is a reason why we got the name for this place as the Door of Hope. And we would like to give that same hope to you and your family and that child that's struggling. So give us a call, and we'll be glad to set up an appointment where we can test your child and see if we can help them or not, first off. And when we find out, then we are able to help show you a specific program of how we work and begin to make that clear and give your child the hope they're longing for as well. Thank you.